Question on everyone's mind right now is, do I own enough XRP? With massive acquisitions, potential price movement, and well, one of the most bullish setups we've seen for Q4 yet, the question definitely needs to be, are you locked in when it comes to XRP? I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I think XRP should be in every portfolio, and more importantly, what is coming up in the immediate short term. So smash up the like button to a brand new all-time high, and don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into it. Now, if you've been on this journey with me since XRP was around 35 cents, we're sitting pretty. We're at 263 right now, with a potential upside coming very soon. But the question is, how much is enough? And that will kind of be a question that's specifically for you guys, but let's walk through some of the reasons why just owning some XRP is probably good news. Now, as you know, XRP currently sits the 4th highest ranked cryptocurrency out there, 263 the current price, and having a pretty decent move over the course of the last 24 hours, $3.5 billion in volume and $158 billion when it comes to market cap. But this is not all. There has been some pretty big acquisitions recently that certainly set up XRP, in my opinion, for the next move in the market. Since 2023, XRP has made 5 big moves, and I want to talk a little bit about why and who they are, and I guess how this plays out. We know that Ripple in the 2024 US presidential election did support Donald Trump. We also know Chris Lawson was supporting Kamala Harris. This is important. Why? Because, well, they were playing both sides of the aisle, making sure that whenever and who got into the president's space, that Ripple was primed positioned. Now, since then, they've gone on to make some pretty big acquisitions, spending well over $2.5 billion. So let's go back to the start. Which was first and why was this important? Well, back in May of 2023, with a $250 million deal, Metacore was purchased, a Swiss-based cryptocurrency provider. It allowed Ripple to enhance its enterprise offerings, providing customers with technology to custody, issue, and settle any tokenized assets. Now, this went on to support adoption in Ondo Finance, and kind of work through this whole tokenization idea that we've heard Larry Fink talk about specifically. Then in 2025 came some of the biggest deals we've seen yet. The buying of Rail, a platform built for businesses to move money with speed, transparency, and trust using stable coins and fiat together. And that was a $200 million deal. This, importantly, then moves us up to the more modern time where we've seen the acquisition of G Treasury for $1 billion. Again, this is absolutely a monster deal. We've talked about it here on the channel quite significantly. They also went and bought Hidden Road, which we now know to be Ripple Prime, with the statement saying, "We're pleased to share that our acquisition of Hidden Road is officially complete, making Ripple the first crypto company to operate a global multi-asset prime broker, bringing the promise of digital assets to institutional customers at scale." Again, this is important as we sort of walk through this. And then finally, in terms of the last bit of the puzzle, they obviously got into a big deal with the SEC, got that one done, and then more importantly, are now looking to move forward. So I know what you're thinking, 2-bit, that's only 4 and not 5. And the reason I've left this one out is because this is probably the most important one, but people don't seem to see it. They did buy Standard Custody and Trust Company, which is an enterprise-grade regulated platform for cryptocurrency. Basically, the linchpin for everything, brings all of the acquisitions and, more importantly, what Ripple want to do and make it regulatory friendly. We know that they set out to be a absolutely trusted enterprise and, more importantly, hitting every regulation they can. We know those links back into Coinbase, as well as many of the SEC fundamental chairmen. This is a support for Ripple as well. So why is then this important? How does this play out into right now? And I guess, why should we be so bullish on where XRP is going to go? Well, look at this. The first spot, XRP ETF, which was XRPR, has just surpassed $100 million in an astonishing growth. Now, some people would say, well, we said that was going to happen 2-bit. And some people say, well, I don't believe it for a second. But this is $100 million in assets. And the fact that we still have the SEC delaying those new ETF filings only tells me that the market is desperate for this. And with government shutdown potentially delaying a little bit further, it could even be towards the end of the year that we actually get these ETFs unlocked. This could, however, bring a massive amount of capital into the market in December, pushing us into a 2026 bull market top. His story is repeating. Look at this, 2024 bull market move up to 2025, where we currently sit here. Stephen Crypto giving us a view is history repeating. I want you to drop in the comments whether you believe that to be playing out exactly the same. But this is important, and how can you be so sure that we potentially are going to see this massive move in the market? Well, once again, we saw a massive XRP open interest reset, obviously on the back of that massive Friday capitulation that Binance did. The fact is that, well, markets are recovering. Mike Novogratz himself saying that it takes a little bit of time for people to come back in the markets. Well, guess what? Those people are back, and they are absolutely setting up for a potential move on XRP. So this begs the question, how much XRP is enough? Well, the reality is, and this is the cop-out, having some XRP in your portfolio is probably a good idea. Being 100% over-leveraged on XRP, well, look, that's never going to play out strategically that well, but the upside potential with XRP is massive. With 5 big acquisitions, huge amounts of open interest, regulation clarity, and again, the SEC now being way favorable towards crypto assets, in my opinion, XRP is truly going to get its move in a bull market that's never been seen before. And if you believe anything that we've been talking about here on the channel, you know that Ripple is primed to move. Banking license coming over the hill, and this could absolutely play out for a massive spike in the price. Where do we think it's going? My bear case has always been around $8 for this bull market cycle, 10 being the bare minimum, and then bull case, we could see anything between $13 and $15 if everything plays out. Well, how are the things that play out? Well, let's think a banking license agreed. They can custody cryptocurrency for institutional clients, and all of a sudden global payments all run through XRPL. Sound possible? I absolutely believe so. So let me know what your price predictions are in the comments down below. But for me, XRP is primed, and it should be in every single person's portfolio. Not financial advice, just giving you my view. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you want to grab that channel membership, get access to our premium Discord, click the join button. It's going to cost you about £6 a month. Gets your latest token launches, as well as all our latest chart analysis and weekly setups for the crypto market. So with that being said, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.